a dedicated exploration of the non-fiction genre of comics in India. We wanted to devote an entire book to the genre of non-fiction because it gives artists the opportunity to explore their reality, filter it, and develop works from it. It also gives readers a new lens through which they can understand what's happening around them, whether it's macro level changes or even just the workings of their everyday lives. The idea has been to throw open what is possible in terms of comics that illustrate the many lives that are being lived in this country and really see where that can take us.
The most interesting thing is that it tells stories. They're not fictional stories. They're not stories of superheroes and imaginary villains and so on and so forth. It tells real stories, stories that belong to this country, India, the subcontinent, and stories from the ground, which often get reduced to statistics in media reports, or if at all they appear in media reports. So it's not just about the attack on 2 Dalit children. Ultimately, it's about the number 2, or it's about 100 people displaced by a particular project, or it's about 5,000 people being moved by a dam project. So in that kind of a statistical reporting, we lose a sense of the real human stories and the tragedies that are unfolding behind those statistics. Comics is a great way to tell the stories.
Because it's the first of its kind in India, the book is a genuine exploration of the idea of non-fiction comics. So we have a wide range of stories, from reflections on the Delhi metro to a reportage piece on the 2014 general elections through the lens of the Gujarat riots of 2002 to a biography of Begum Akhtar. The genres we have are biography, autobiography, reportage, oral histories, documentary, and commentary. The intent with this book is to push the kind of content that we have on the comic scene today, to introduce new writers, for example, researchers, reporters, and activists, and some of them are featured in this anthology.
You know, there's that usual cliche about pictures being worth whatever, 1,000 words. And but like every other cliche, there is a kind of, it contains the kernel of a truth. The way pictures show us things is much deeper, more complex, and tells us a lot more about the emotional states and the physiological conditions of people than just simple language. The comics medium gives us a sense of the space, the place. We kind of enter into a geographical area where we enter into people's houses, into their lives, and this is a very particular thing that only comics can allow us to do. And I think that's where something like this book, First Hand, is going to really have a lot of power, because it's going to bring many different voices and many different points of view, many different lenses by which we look at the reality around us.
This book is called First Hand Graphic Nonfiction from India. It will be published by Yoda Press in 2016. Since we're independent, we're looking for support for this process, and we're reaching out to our reader base and the comics community to help us. So please do read the details of our campaign.